It's week 1 of the National Football League, and there's no love lost between these NFC North foes. It's the Desperados and the Vikings, next on EA Sports.
Here in the north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send two teams to battle here at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Well, Brock, we saw week 1 begin on Thursday night, and now two more teams get their season started here on Sunday. He's Brock Hewitt, I'm Cade Scott, and it is very important, partner, for both teams here that their seasons begin on a strong note.
Yeah, this is the week where I really can't take myself back to that locker room, to week 1 across the different seasons. And whether it was high school or college or pro, it was the same feeling. Whether it was hope springs eternal, even though it's the fall and the calendar's turned and it's week 1, you're so hopeful.
Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Minneapolis. Here's Carter on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And they'll be let out by their third-year signal caller.
Kid, I really think this is one of those moments where every starting quarterback in the opener, right? Week 1, all has a sense of gratitude. All has a smile on their face. You're one of 32 guys on the planet that get to start an NFL season, and you want to make the most of that chance.
And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there, brought down by Deron Bland.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
And this one does not go far. After that play, we see some concern from their guys on the field. And now we know why. One of their best players was hurt on the play and is getting worked on. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Another run for Williams. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Stop for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Desperados. And no doubt he wants to get his season started with a good one here. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. And making his NFL starting debut. It's going to be a day to remember for this rookie quarterback out of Michigan.
Look, there are pressures that come along with being a first-round pick. You're expected to lead your team to bigger and better things right away, no matter the situation you're drafted into. But to his credit, he hasn't shied away from any of those pressures. He's been the guy they needed off the field. Now we finally get to see what he can do on it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking for a throw here. Oh, he nearly starts the game off with a pick. Just couldn't hang on to it. Good defensive play, though, regardless. That's going to bring up 3rd down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Uh-oh, he can't escape. He's brought down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
It's exactly how you draw it up defensively. A 3-and-out and a sack on top of it. Create that negative play. Create a little doubt in that quarterback's mind. And offensively, well, that's the worst way to start it. No rhythm, no tempo, and now you give the ball right back to the opponent.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And this is going to be his first punt of the new season. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Has it at the 37. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. He manages 13 on this punt return. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5. Straight ahead with Williams. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought down by Deron Bland.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Complete beyond the marker. And they bring him down around the 34. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that'll be a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Running right, it's fights off a tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. It's picked out by the Vikings, going the other way. Wow, oh wow. He sent his offense out twice now, and both times they fumbled it away. I'm not sure who's more aggravated, the dudes down there or the dude next to me up here.
Well, I'm aggravated, but I know the guy on the field wants to put the offense in the doghouse, like all of them right now. This can't happen in the NFL, Kate. And a lot of guys out there, they got to be looking to one another, hold each other accountable to hold on to the ball.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive, 1st and 10. Finds the in route complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
3rd down run from Achane. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
The Vikings getting their punt team out. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Desperados about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. By this point, partner, they are through that opening script, through trying to establish their offense, and yet still no points. Thinking it might be time to start switching things up a little bit, tear up the old game plan and start fresh.
Well, I promise you that's what's buzzing on the headsets, and we're on the sidelines and in the huddle. Got to find a way to just get into some sort of rhythm.
Second and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They send the tight end in motion. To the air, 3rd and long. He's on the move. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Up the gut they go with Williams. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And they make the tackle at the 38. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Misfire there, couldn't connect. Looking for his wide receiver there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Throwing now from the gun. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That's 16 on the pickup. And they'll have 1st down. Back now, pressure on its way. That one finds Xavier Worthy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that gives them 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Escapes the pocket. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Desperados take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
On 1st down, they're going to start out with Achane. And he's tackled for a short gain. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
We're through 1 quarter of this opening weekend of football. Neither side separating much so far. More from U.S. Bank Stadium after the break. We're ready now for the 2nd quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They'll be set up 2nd and 7. Achane again. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. They'll run here following the penalty. And he'll find the space he needs to get this up to the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and now it's 3rd down, and that unlucky 13.
3rd and 13.
Throwing from the gun here. Finds him over the middle. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes, they so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big 34-yard pickup there. And it'll give him a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Play action on first down. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll give him a first down. From the red zone now. He brings it in. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Throwing from the gun. Oh, put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
Williams. And he's in for the touchdown. The Desperados pull that in front further, 13-zip. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Desperados double their lead to 14. Now, after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. On the return, here's Jones. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's down after getting this up to the 41. To the line we go. They're set, first and 10. Tight end in motion right. Trying to throw here out of the gun. It is caught left side. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. They go play action here. Cut out left. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
They motion the tight end over. From the 47. That's caught. Devon Achane. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They have themselves another first and 10. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. He'll throw it yet again. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Scooped up by the defense. And they stop him before he gets much on the return.
Yeah, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's at a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
The Desperados back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They're 1 for 1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Throwing now, following the turnover. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
On second down, a run with Williams. And he gets this down to the 41 before being stopped. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Out left, Worthy makes the grab. And they get this down to the 28. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. He's got it near the 10. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Desperados take a 20-zip lead. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Now we'll see them try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Desperados stretch their lead to 21. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Fielded at the 7. And this return gets to the 30 before he's stopped. The Vikings taking the field on offense. They gave one away on their first drive of the season. Now it's time to get one back with a touchdown on drive number 2. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Able to find Achan. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And that's going to give the Vikings the 1st down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. It's the Vikings with 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Completed over the middle. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They are throwing it again. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their 1st. 3rd and long for him here. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. The Desperados and Xavier Worthy back in possession here. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Coleman with the grab. And he's out of bounds just short of the 15.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Complete to Coleman. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable. And creates space to take that shot downfield.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Still sticking with the passing game. Throwing the out route complete. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Connection made to Coleman. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. From the left hash, a 40-yard look. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
On the return, here's Jones. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. That brings us to our first halftime of the new season. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip of the year around the NFL. We'll begin our tour of the trip up to Toronto, Canada, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Cordero Patterson, a touchdown pass in the victory. From there, we head over to MetLife Stadium to check in on the Jets. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Tampa Bay Bucks. Xavier Legette, a touchdown catch in the victory. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Carolina Panthers. The Lions with a strong performance as they get the win at home in the opener. It was former Tar Heel Javonte Williams with the solid first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Teams are back out on the field. Everyone is set, and the second half is underway. On the return, here's Jones. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. They go play action on first. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
He'll throw it. That's caught for the first. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 3 now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 24-yard line.
From the 24. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Award that tackle to Michael Hall. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Trying to pick it up here with Achane. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and that brings up a tough decision for them on 4th down.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Bates' kick is up and good. And that lowers the lead to 21.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
Evans now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. To throw here on 1st down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's 16 on the pickup. And it sets up 1st down. Back to throw. Brought in right side. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Deron Bland. Offense to the line for 2nd down. A handoff to Williams. And he's going nowhere there. Add that to what's been a tough afternoon for him. After that play, we see some concern out there, and now we know why. That's our top pick in the draft who's shaken up. Boy, they had big expectations for him this season. Hopefully this turns out to be nothing. Shotgun now on 3rd down. On target to Worthy. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the 1st down.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. The Vikings now set to take the field. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Motioning the tight end now. 2nd and 10 now. On the move, headed right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive, because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. They'll try and throw it here. That's complete to Dobbins. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to.
Here's a chain up the middle. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Here we go, second and very long. On target to Dobbins. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. Third and just 2 to go. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up fourth. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. He was too far downfield at the time of the pass. Gotta stay within a yard of the line. That'll back him up.
Still third down.
Following the flag, it's 3rd and 7. Setting up a throw. He's got a man left. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Has it down close. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. And they score. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Well, Brock, it wasn't hard to see why they botched on that play fake. Even our camera operator was fooled into thinking it was a run, but certainly made it easier to connect on that touchdown pass.
And that's all about the attention to details, Kate. Really is. The offensive line getting their pads down. The running back and quarterback at that mesh point, making it look exactly like a run. You do the details on the front end, and the play-action game rewards follow on the back end.
Point after up and good for Bates. And the Vikings get it back to a 14-point game. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's Carter on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now this offense ready to head back out. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Short pass brought in. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You trade a little bit of speed, sure. But you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out. 3rd and short.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First down, and they go right back to him. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Give him 5 yards on the pickup. And we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter. We've reached the end of 3 in our Week 1 opener. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. This time it's a passing play. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
I'm just looking at this hourglass of sand, Kate, and realizing there's not much time left for this team. But the only chance they had was to create a sack right there. Give a little momentum to their offense, who now has no margin for error. You got to go score.
No return on that punt. And the Vikings are going to take over from deep in their own side. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Hauled in by Dobbins. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Caught by his back. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. A-Chain running to the right. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 48. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Not on the same page with his tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Back now, pressure on its way. The defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Need a conversion. They're throwing for it. He finds him beyond the marker. And they make the tackle at the 38. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the 1st instead. New set of downs for him at the 38. They run the counter to H.N. And they'll stop him, but not until he has a nice little gain down to the 32. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
From the 32. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd down from the gun. He finds Johnson. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Now looking to throw. And that one's incomplete.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
They'll motion a tight end left. Throwing now, off play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up 5 sacks in a game, it's a complete breakdown of everybody offensively. Play caller, quarterback, offensive line. Yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Achane reels it in. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
Well, best of luck here. It's 4th and a considerable distance. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Throwing off the play fake here. Finds his man. It's Worthy. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. It's taken in by Williams. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
On the handoff, this is Williams. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Deron Bland has it. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back with a pick 6. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie, didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, then the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers, and he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! And he goes down, the pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. Oh, I love seeing this, Brock. They got surprised with the pick 6, but they made absolutely sure there would not be another 2 added on.
Yeah, kind of the epitome of sudden change, especially on such short notice. Not a lot of time to get prepped on that sideline and get out there to defend the 2-point play, but they did their job and limited the damage that came from that interception.
The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Getting right back to it after that interception. That's complete to Coleman on the slant. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe and starts pushing into Vikings territory. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis. Desperados leading by 8. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They go with Williams on the counter. And an opening doesn't materialize. He's caught near the line of scrimmage. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. give now from the gun. And he's able to get this down to the 36. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. First down, ball at the 36. This is Williams. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Now the Vikings use their third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Second down now, 7 to go. Another run for Williams. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting a good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat. But the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Setting up to pass. Official signaling for a timeout. It's taken by the offense. The kick is off the mark, no good. And they fail to make this a 2-score ball game.
They tried for the field goal to really eliminate all shadow of a doubt, and instead, let's introduce some doubt into the picture and a little energy on the other side. Kate, it's not quite an automatic win still. They're going to have to get focused defensively and make sure they get a stop to clinch this.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings this drive. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. That's him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Vikings out of the hurry-up need everyone back to the line. A bit of desperation on this. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it in for the touchdown. Down to their last breaths. And he gives them a shot now to force overtime. So there's part 1, Brock. They get the touchdown that they desperately needed. Now, you'd imagine, comes a try for 2.
Yeah, and this might be just as tough as to go get that touchdown they just did because, well, they work on 2-point conversions, but they're difficult. This is also a...
Back to throw! And he's got a man complete! And he isn't going to get it! He's not going to get it! They needed that, too, for the tie, but the defense makes a stand that may decide this game. As we approach the final half-minute of play, their comeback hopes resting on recovering this kick. And the hands team brings in the onside kick. That should set them up for victory. And he works this to the 38 before going down. Now this offense getting set to work here. They're out there with a lead that's down now to just 2 points, Brock. So you got to be cautiously aggressive, right? Try to run out the clock, but take care of the football because all it takes is a field goal to beat you.
How many times do these games we call come down to just one possession? Right? It's why these teams spend so much time situationally in the red zone, end of half, end of game. You got to live for these situations.
So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And this isn't just any 1-0 start for them. They pick up what could end up being a key division victory to have later in this season. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Desperados are your winners as we bid you farewell from Minneapolis.